What's going on, Hardcut Bully fam? Today we're talking about puppy deposit contracts and the other paperwork that you need to complete your process of selling the puppies. I got a couple examples we can show you and go through it line by line, but I really want to explain to you the real purpose of each of those lines so that you know that you need this and the reason why. Let's get into it, man. A member of the family, hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button now, man. Come on off the bench for the big win, man. Okay, this shouldn't be a long video. It should be pretty straightforward to the point. We're going to go straight into it. I got a couple templates here. I got it on my phone here, and I'm going to put it up on the screen for you. Bam. But this is just basic deal. I'm trying to blot out the people. You know, I don't need everybody's name in it. But basically, this is a puppy deposit receipt or contract, and it should state, let's go by line, let's break it down. This day the breeder received this dollar amount as a non-refundable deposit. That's the day that the contract starts, the day that you got the deposit money, not the day before, not the day he was getting ready to send it. The day that you got the deposit money is the day that this contract starts. And it states that this is a male or female puppy, whichever it is, and with the following colors and markings. Now that's very important. You might get a deposit at 5 weeks and the person might not get it to 10 weeks. Some people might not get it to 12 weeks and it's a different looking pup. And if you don't put this in there, what the specific markings and colors of that dog is, they will try to change that on you, because another dog might look more better for them down the line. So you have to be very specific about which puppy you are talking to with the customer. And the only way to do that is to put it in writing. If you was going to a court, in order to get the judgment, you would have to have a solid contract. So that's why you start out with this as many specifics as you can. Make it fair for everybody, because just assume that it will be scrutinized later if something happens. All right, so let's go on. Says the deposit will hold the puppy until it has been weaned and is ready for pickup. The remainder of the money blank payment is expected at the time of pickup. So the deposit holds the pup until the time that it's weaned and ready to go. For me, I like to have the 9-week shots for the parvo and everything done first. And I always clip the ears. So it's about 8 weeks, they're ready to go. They will be weaned at that point. So for me, when I talk to the customer, that's what I'm letting them know. By 8 weeks, they'll be ready to go. And that puts me on the timeline to get them to their vet appointments when I need to get them there, get them to get their ears cropped when they need it, in order for the healing time, getting the paperwork sent in and back in time for me to meet the deadline of 8 weeks. All I'm asking them to do is have the rest of their money. Okay, I'm gonna feed the dog, do all the stuff up until that point. So for me, it's very important that they know this deposit holds it until that date. After that, you gotta give them a specified time of how long they have to pick up the pup. Each case is different, but you don't want a pup sitting in here in the kennel not knowing what its name is while this person's trying to get his money together for months. So it has to be a time frame. And if there's a certain price for a nice new pup, and then down the line it starts to may not be the same price. For me, it gets better because the stature keeps getting better and better. But it may not be able to get it for the same price. So as soon as I know that that person can't complete the deal, I have to be able to go and shop it to some more customers in a timely manner. So we have to have an agreement that says, look, when the pup is ready, you have X amount of days to get here and get your pup. X amount of days that me and you meet up. X amount of days, I'll be there with the delivery, whatever. Now, once the delivery is made, I expect the money upon arrival. Okay. Now, So that's the reason that you want that on there. Let me keep going here. So we'll keep on going. This deposit is non-refundable in that the breeder is not required to return it. Breeder may choose to return the deposit if they feel that circumstances merit a return. Okay. For me, I'll generally just give you the deposit back if it's done in a timely manner. Like I say, I'm not going to be at the 8th week and we still going back and forth about it. We need to have it already figured out, and you already have a payment plan going. Your deposit's already held in there, so you should be putting your money together if you don't have it already to get it done. Generally, if something happens, somebody in the family dies, you know, kids get sick, things happen, your car blows up, things happen. You know, generally, I have enough people that have been looking at that pup already that I can say, okay, let me send you a deposit back, and I got enough time to go and try to sell this pup to somebody else. But the farther we go down the line, the shorter that window gets. So it's you know, you can't, in some circumstances, it's not, you know, it's not right to get the deposit back. You know, it was the whole customer's fault the whole way, and this should have went a whole lot smoother. Now we have a bad circumstance that may not be fixed. I may not find a buyer for it. And he's already lost his time of, you know, his basic training. I think the pup should be at your house at least by 10 weeks old. So that's why I say the pup should be ready at 8 weeks. You got 2 weeks to pick it up. After that, we got to start making other arrangements, because if not, we're going to lose money. And as a breeder, you will too. So you got to have that line in there. Because of the age of the puppies and their developing personalities, it is not possible to guarantee any specific qualities of the dog when it is an adult. If there is not a puppy available with the suspected desired qualities agreed upon at the time of deposit, the breeder will return the deposit before the final sale would otherwise be made, and the remainder of the payment received. I mean, that's really a circumstance. Once you've already got it narrowed down to which puppy that you have, most of the time people are in love with that puppy, and that's the one we put on the contract. This is the one. The people that are not in love, we already solved that problem by putting it specifically as we could in the description of which puppy we're talking about. So we really don't, for me personally, on my contracts, on me, I don't have a line that says that. But this is just a basic contract that you can Google and make your own outlines. But just understand that you need the outlines. If the buyer has already made the deposit and later decides they do not want the puppy for any reason, the breeder is not required to return the deposit. If, however, the breeder has another buyer in line that is interested in said puppy, resulting in a sale of the puppy within a reasonable amount of time from the first buyer expresses their decision to decline the final sale, the breeder will still return the deposit. So in other words, like I was saying in the beginning, if I have a customer that I know is already looking at it and I can go ahead and get the sale done, I will start diligently working to get that sale done on your behalf and mine. Because if I can't get that sale done, you just cost us money, and we can't just do that. Now, if you look at the basic litter, it's going to have 6 to 8 pups in the litter, and a lot of times I got 2 litters on the ground, so that's 12 to 16 people that you're going to have to deal with eventually, that you have to be able to, from across the nation, that you have to be able to communicate with and deal with eventually. The only way to do that is being specific as you can in the contract and agreements. Talking just as a normal situation is not how you do it in this situation. You have to be able to stand up to scrutiny. Whatever your agreement is, it needs to be able to stand up to the scrutiny of the court. If so, you'll get the judgment. If not, you'll be out of business quick. So, get you out of that, but let me say this, out of those 12 people that you eventually end up with, you may talk to 40 or 50 people. So there's got to be a way to filter that down to the real buyers. And the best way to do that is to have a good contract doing it. So that is not a lot that I went through, but it's very specific, the things that's on there for a reason. You need the description of the puppy on there for a reason. I put the mom and dad of the pup on there. I want to everybody understand it came from this litter. You talking about this puppy, and I keep track of weights and everything that I can, you know. But be as specific as you can with your puppy contracts, and make sure you have a puppy contract. You're just not going to be able to do it at this level, just talking back and forth. If you can, more power to you, but the rest of us humans, you need you this contract. So come on off the bench, man, for the big win, and get you some hard cut. Don't forget to scroll down a little bit on the YouTube, and you can see the merchandise from the Hard Cut Bully store. Go ahead and grab your sweater, man. Represent. It's on.